Oh, absolutely. It's one of the most optimistic things happening in our culture right now. In fact, the last book I wrote is the title is Homestead Tsunami, and it's completely about this tidal wave of homestead movement. And there are now homestead fairs, homestead festivals around the country, and they're huge. I go to a lot of them. I'm asked to speak there, but I mean, and these are not hundreds of people; these are thousands of people. I mean, the first one was the Homesteaders of America fair, actually here in Northern Virginia, and Amy Fuel is the founder of that outfit. And I mean, the fairgrounds can only handle, I think, 6,000 people a day, and tickets went on sale January 1, and they'll be sold out by the end of the month for something that's in October. I mean, it's just incredible. There's the Homestead Festival in Tennessee. There's the modern homesteading in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, with 4 or 5 thousand people. I'm going to the Okie Homesteading Expo here shortly next month. Going to one in Ohio actually this weekend up in the Cleveland area. They're all over the country. They're just popping up everywhere. And what these are people who are realizing that self-reliance, that dependency on the government, and especially, if the wheels fall off, I don't want to be in the city. Those kinds of things are developing, and there's a familial aspect as well. I mean, kids, immunological function to be able to get your hands in the dirt. I mean, grandma said you got to eat a pound of dirt by your time you're 12. Finland now leads the world documenting the benefits for your immune system of being in the soil, in the dirt, and touching dirty things. We're not sterile beings, and our immune system is a muscle that needs to be exercised. And so there's a heightened health benefit to actually raising your kids with gardening and chores and cleaning out the chicken coop and things like that. That there's actually huge health and benefits. And then another huge one for kids is self-worth. You go to all these school shootings and the bullyings at school, and every time they interview these school shooters and stuff, every one of them has a terrible self-image. I was laughed at. I didn't fit in. I was, whatever. They all have a terrible, terrible self-image. And so, and of course, teen suicide is at an all-time high. How do you develop, adolescent self-worth to feel good about yourself? Well, I suggest that it's done by successfully accomplishing meaningful tasks. Successfully accomplishing meaningful tasks. And our problem in our culture is we have denied our children being able to successfully accomplish meaningful tasks. We put them on the screens. I'm not trying to denigrate soccer games or whatever, but you ask the average 12-year-old, what skill do you have? What are you good at? And they can't even, if they can put two words together, they can't tell you. And we've denied our children the most basic human element of mastery of something, of skill of something. Do you know how to chop firewood? Do you know how to use a knife? Do you know how to gut a chicken? Do you know how to plant a tomato? I mean, these were all things that kids grew up with chores in years past, that gave them a sense of being needed, of being contributors, and by the time they were 12 and 13, they were good at stuff. They knew how to do stuff. And today we've denied that to our kids, and so they wander around at 15 and 16 suicidal because they never developed anything. And it's not enough to say to Janie and Tommy, you're a good little boy, a good little girl. The obvious question is, well, if I'm good for what? Tell me what I'm good for. They kids punch through this. They understand this psychologically. Well, I'm not really good for anything. I'm not really good at anything except, the top score getter on Angry Birds. Well, that's, you can be proud of that, but that doesn't give you the self-worth and the confidence to go through life like you have purpose and like you're needed. And so there is a lot a lot driving this homestead tsunami, and it is a sight to behold.